Being a cashier ruined my look on relationships. What I mean by that, I've been a cashier for 2 fucking years, not that long, honestly, for almost about 2 years, but I learned a lot, right? And specifically what I learned, and like the only thing that really I found truly just fucking astonishing and just really fucking scary, if anything, just really scary. But dude, working as a cashier, right? I I consider myself, I'm 6'2". I'm like 200 pounds. I go to the gym pretty often. I don't know if you guys can see my fucking traps or shoulders, but they're pretty fucking wide. I'm for sure bigger than who's ever watching this video. I'm sorry, but I'm probably bigger than you. You're probably richer than me, so that scales out, right? That's it. That's enough. But I do see myself. Not. I don't. Obviously, I am thinking of it because that's the way you should be. You should always be confident with yourself, even if you know you're fucking ugly, right? If you think you're ugly, you're gonna, if you at the end of the day, it's putting yourself in positive versus negative loops. Even if you're ugly, just call yourself handsome and it'll fucking take you pretty far. But um, since I've been working as a cashier, like I said, I found myself kind of somewhat of an attractive guy. I go to the gym. I'd say my physique. I guess I'm like, I don't know, compared to an average guy, like I'm like 0.01% of the fucking population when it comes to like physiques, I guess. In other words, I'm attractive, right? Me working as a cashier has, and this is my fucking experience. This is my perception, right? I've had girls, right? I don't think girls even realize this. I'm gonna be exposing to women. You feel me? I shouldn't be even saying this shit. I could be wrong though. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I don't. At the end of the day, I'm still trying to fucking learn more. Still trying to learn more. No matter what, no matter what it is, what the fuck it is, I'm trying to learn more, but very, very slowly. I'm not like John Zerka. I don't gain XP that fast and can retain that fucking shit, right? Maybe I can. I just haven't tried it. Anyways, but I would have girls in front of the guys, right? And before even approach me to like check out on the fucking register, the guys will look really, they'll look at me and they'll look at me and they'll think, "Fuck, this guy's big." You can kind of see it in the face, right? I think for some reason guys just get really quiet around me. Certain guys, right? Um, but anyways, there's been times where fucking girls walk up to me in front of their boyfriend, in front of the register, in front of their boyfriend, and like I said, I'm pretty sure these girls, how do I say this? Girls act without even fucking thinking sometimes. They'll say things or they'll make an expression and that expression will expose them, right? And they won't even notice it, man. But anyways, these girls will start conversations for no fucking reason, right? They'll extend, they'll ask me fucking questions. And if anything, whenever I was in the register, I would always be like, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" And that's it, right? And they'll say whatever, whatever. But sometimes some girls will just continue the conversation, and I think one that really fucking just fucked up my whole view with women, man. It didn't completely fuck up my view. It just at that for that specific night, it just really ruined my whole fucking perception of relationships and women. But this girl came in with this other guy, right? The guy was handsome, tall, my height, right? But of course, I was just bigger than him. He was just a skinny guy. Uh, it's so funny. Why am I? What the fuck is wrong with me, man? I don't know why I gotta. That's not even fucking necessary, Manny. Uh, but the girl will. This girl specifically. That's another topic. I was gonna get into a different topic. It was gonna be about me back at they being overweight and how it kind of. Anyways, she got excited, right? She got visibly excited and like just started to like just laugh at everything I would say, giggle. She just got really excited, right? for some reason she got really fucking excited, and like, how, like, what the? In my head, I'm like, why is she getting excited? And what I mean by that is she would like, she would not lean in, but like, extend the conversation. But also at the same time, I think she'd even notice it, but she'd be kind of like uppity, like, yeah, and I'd be like, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to explain. But the girl was really fucking digging me, right now. She sounded excited. She had this positive fucking vibe with me, while her boyfriend in the back just looking at me like that alone. I was just like, God, man, like the way, like, if you guys saw what I saw, the way she was acting, like with her body language and just the tone of her voice, she sounded like she just wanted me, man. And I've had many similar experiences like this, and it could be just because they might be autistic. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Um, like I said, this is me being. I think any cashier could relate to this shit, man. I think being a cashier is the worst thing you can fucking be nowadays. Because people just project their fucking insecurities and trauma onto you. You'll get people fucking just saying the craziest fucking confessions in front of you too, man. Uh, or just spewing out trauma dump, and that's normal. I'm pretty sure that's fucking normal everywhere at a job place. But I don't know me. But that alone, it just really just made me think, wow, like if I like, it just started making me look at girls. You know, it ruined my fucking perception. And ever since that specific thing happened, it went on for like 3 months or 5 months. But I would start conversations with girls, whether that's in person. I never started conversations with girls in fucking as a cashier ever. I did maybe a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. I did it like twice, right? And those 2 times, one of them was just really, I don't fucking know, man. One of them, it just went wrong, right? I just, in my head, I was like, she's doing this, but I'm a fucking cashier. That's not gonna work out, you know. Um, I don't know. I guess it's just me being insecure right there. But dude, fuck, like, what the fuck was I talking about, man? What the fuck was I talking about? What the fuck was I talking about? Oh my god. But but that completely ruined my fucking experience on how I view women. Like I said, okay, so it ruined me for a couple months, right? Within those fucking months, I would talk to girls and I would just ghost them, bro. Like I for some reason thought, oh my god, I should just, like, for some reason I thought I'd be like some fucking Robin Hood for the guys, meaning like, oh, I'm gonna fucking bait these girls. I'm gonna bait out these girls. I'm gonna sound all flattery and just really articulate, really just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you ever, like, I would just take these girls and then, I'd get them excited, and I'd be very, I could text. It's not hard to fucking text. Just chat GPT that shit. Um, but then I would just ghost them, right? Like, we'd have a good conversation, and then I would just ghost them for no fucking reason. No reason. Why the fuck would I do that? I don't know why the fuck I would do that, and I hate myself for that. Cause that's you're fucking around with people's psychological fucking, you're fucking with their psychology. It's very psychological the way I'm psychologically damaging them in a way, viewing just destroying their views on no, I don't know how they've, it depends on how they view, but destroying the views on that specific guy, or destroying the views on just men, which could be even worse. Because then I'm pretty sure there's been girls who just had bad experience with just one guy, and then just automatically think, okay, every other guy's like this, and it goes on like that, right? I did that shit, and I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Um, Girls, you could ghost guys. I'm not gonna lie. Girls have the fucking option. Girls have the free pass to do that shit. Just because I think guys, Most guys are just really fucking lustful, you know, I'll be honest. Especially if they're in their 20s, you know. Um but yeah, that really ruined my perception. It ruined it for not forever, but it really did fuck me up. And if you don't catch on to that, it could fuck you up for the rest of your. It could fuck you up permanently in that category. You know, and that's fucking horrible. But yeah, those are my thoughts.